When an operator is in a work file, regardless of the mode, Unibase always displays information on the top of the screen that is useful to the operator. Let's go see what that information is. This time, though, we'll do something a little different. Instead of going to the main menu and crossing over into data entry, we'll go directly to the data entry module. Even though you can reach data entry from the main menu, service bureaus prefer that the majority of their operators never see it. Earlier, you learned that Unibase has two parts. Saving keystrokes and keeping an operator focused on the task at hand is why. So, how do we get there? I very cleverly have an icon that will take us to data entry. Let's move it up where we can see it. Now we'll double click on it. See that we still have to log in. We'll log in as student. Press the field release key, and now we're sitting at the data entry menu instead of the main menu. In order to show the top line in a work file, we have to choose one of these modes. We can do the least amount of damage if we choose Examine a File, because we won't be able to make any changes to it. So we move our cursor to Examine a File, press field release, and it asks us for the name of a file. We're going to use a file that is in the student subdirectory and named zipcode. Do the release to proceed, and here we've come up with the contents of the first record of the file. Let's see what's on the top line. The name of the file, exactly the same as I keyed it in just a moment ago, is zipcode, and it's in the student subdirectory. That was pretty obvious, but what's the rest of this stuff? The first character on the line is the mode that the operator is in. E means examine mode. When we try the other modes, we'll see V for verify or C for correct. The A says that our automatic functions are turned on. You usually think of skip or duplicating functions as auto functions in data entry. A Unibase field can also be set up to auto-emit or auto-increment. An operator can turn this function on and off with one of the function keys, which we'll learn about in a later lesson. After the file name is an item identified as FMT. Earlier, I said Unibase called a screen displayed to an operator a record format, and this is the format number for this screen. The RCD item is the record number, and since we just got into the file, this is record 1. FLD means field. What exactly is that? In Unibase, a field is a data item on the screen. This screen appears to have 3 data items. One is a 5-digit item that's labeled zip. Another is labeled city and certainly has more than 5 characters. The last item is labeled state and consists of 2 characters. Because the cursor is blinking in the zip code area, that's the data item or field that we're in, and the top line tells us that this is field 1. Pretty smart, aren't we? The last 2 items on the top line refer to keyboard type, that's the KBD, and field type, that's the FT. We'll cover keyboard types in the last lesson on data entry. We'll cover field type in more detail when we create a screen. Suffice it to say that by looking at the field type, the operator can get a clue of what characters are legal in this field. The N says field 1 is a numeric field, and only numeric characters may be entered into it. That concludes the lesson of what's on the top line of a work file. We'll press Help, choose Terminate, and exit from Unibase using the letter I. Release to proceed. We're leaving because of training, and we have our combined session summary again. It also says we didn't key any records or have any keystrokes, and this is because we were in examine mode, and Unibase doesn't collect these statistics when an operator is in examine mode. Release to proceed, and we're back at our desktop.